So it's so much stuff to talk about. I First thing I want to talk about is the girl Nicki Minaj. It is so many people mad at Nicki Minaj for going to the White House and speaking. I don't say she was speaking for Trump. She was speaking for whatever she believe in. You know what I'm saying? I don't think just because Trump was in the office that she went up there. Because I don't believe nobody that's in her part of the music industry is for the Republicans. You know, you got, secret ones that are, supporting the Republicans, like allegedly Jay-Z and Beyonce and Desiree Perez got a pardon by Trump. So, they gotta support in some way if he giving them a pardon, right? Whether they paying for it or not, but I don't know if many of y'all saw that, but I definitely want to touch on that, so of course I gotta do my copyright thing, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringement. Nonprofit educational and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use, right? So, like I said, the girl Nicki Minaj, she went to the White House, right? And here's what she had to say. And of course, she's in the signature uh coat colors, all black. If you don't know, you don't need to know. If you know, then you know. All right. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. What up? What up? What up? All right. Mo B in the building. I see you, Terry Young. What's up? All right. Tone, what up? Jason, what up? All right. All right. Francois, what's up? Or Francos, Tanya, what up? All right, let's get into this Nicki Minaj video. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think afterwards. All right. Shout out to everybody over in Africa, Nigeria. You know, it is what it is. Choke, no joke. Let's get to it.
Today we speak of blood. We speak of the blood that still cries from Nigerian soil. This is deeply personal for me, as I know it is for Miss Minaj and her pastor here, Peters, I don't know, and others. Folks, we have an entire faith that is being erased, one bullet at a time, one torched Bible at a time. Nicki, I can't tell you how much I admire you. You're stepping up. You're leaning into this issue. You've enjoyed amazing success, and you could be sitting back and just enjoying it. You could be just living the good life, but you're willing to come here today and roll up your sleeves and let's try to solve this. Let's try to save these people. So everyone, please join me in welcoming a daughter of the Caribbean, a champion of the oppressed, and a sister in Christ, Nicki Minaj.
Thank you, Ambassador Waltz, for this invitation. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned, families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. This isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that. For the rest of my life, I will care if anyone, anywhere, is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you. The face of injustice. It's about what
Okay, y'all. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Now, I didn't know that was going on over in Nigeria. Shout out to all the Nigerians out there, all the Africans out there, all the Christians out there. Now, how many of y'all out there are aware that this was going on, that people were being persecuted, I would say, because I don't know if they being, killed or whatever over their religious beliefs. But that got to be scary to be uh in fear of your life because of your religious beliefs, which means what? They want you to worship who? Satan, right? That's the only thing I could get. Like if they got a problem with you worshiping Christianity, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, and they doing bad things to people just because they're Christians, that means they are trying to push Satanism or or for those people to worship Lucifer over Jesus, right? I don't know. What do y'all think? Anybody? Holy war, spiritual war. Do y'all think that Nicki Minaj is being sincere? I don't know. Sounds sincere to me though. Now, is she a Christian? Always been a Christian? I don't know, but she has appeared at the United Nations and in this intensified debate over violence in Nigeria, you know, but I guess we're gonna have to do some more research on it. Let's see what they got here. The US based Trinidadian rapper Nicki Minaj will work alongside the White House to highlight claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria. Minaj is expected to deliver a speech at United Nations headquarters in New York on Tuesday. A journalist who first posted about the collaboration on Sunday, adding that it was arranged by Brucewitz, an advisor to Donald Trump. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Michael Waltz confirmed the plan, describing Nicki Minaj as not only arguably the greatest female recording artist, but also a principled individual who refuses to remain silent in the face of injustice. Trump has also threatened to send U.S. troops guns ablazing to Nigeria, which he called the disgraced country, adding that if the U.S. didn't militarily intervene, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack on our cherished Christians. Nigeria's leadership has swiftly contested Trump's comments with its president Bola Ahmad Tinubu saying that Nigeria is a democracy with constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. Although the country is officially secular, Nigeria is closely split between Muslims at 53% and Christians at 45%. Despite the violence against Christians having garnered international attention, analysts say that causes are more complex, with many conflicts stemming from the ethnic rivalries as well as land and water disputes, among other reasons. Kidnaps of priests and pastors have surged, and criminals see them as high value targets who common communities can rise ransom quickly, prompting some analysts to view their actions as driven more by criminal profit than religious discrimination. That's kind of crazy that it's more Muslims than Christians in Nigeria. I never knew that it was that many Muslims in Nigeria. That's an interesting. That's interesting. I would think maybe more over in like Saudi Arabia or the United Emirates. But then again, I don't know. I didn't grow up in Africa or Nigeria to know that there's more Muslim people than Christian people in Nigeria. That's interesting as hell. We got any people in here from Africa? Any Africans in here? The Muslims are in North Nigeria. Let me see something. Nigeria is huge. I wanted to go. Well, I had a trip planned in Nigeria, but I was uncomfortable with the people that I was going with. I was a little too bit nervous, so I didn't go. So this is Nigeria here. Here's a map of Africa. And as you can see, Ghana is probably like a quarter size of Nigeria. Man, that is really look at this map. So this is a map of Nigeria, and what you're looking at here is the split. The dark color, the dark circles are the Muslims, and the clear circle are the Christians. So if you look at it, it's definitely more Muslims than Christians out there. And then the north part of Nigeria is definitely dominated by Muslims. But should they be fighting each other because of their religious beliefs? I would hope not. But clearly something's going on. So not being over there, I don't know. I can't speak on it. But we're gonna have to get some Africans to chime in. So if you're from Africa, Nigeria, and you got knowledge on this, hit us up, educate us.